Yo, 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 what to do, what it is, y'all. It's your boy Tell Me Rock. You're now tuned in to the infamous No Filter Show. And as always, I'm joined by my great co-hosts.
Yeah, y'all know the vibes, beats, bars, and faith in this thing. It's your boy K Quick, Villain, Mr. A6, Walter, and Dexter Fitz. It's the vibes. It is Thursday. Yeah. And it's Black History Month, so I'm black, y'all. Peace.
Hey, and of course, it's your man GMO, aka non-GMO. I'm blessed. Going through a lot of stress. You know how I be. I mean, atypical motherfucker with a whole lot of ammunition, man. You dig? I'm proud of y'all. Love y'all. Deuces.
As long as we don't get caught in the cross.
I am the Blue Phoenix, and I am excited to be here, guys. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, we got a doozy today.
Yeah, man, we got some special guests coming on lately. What up, Nick? How you
Hey,
doing?
Nick, what's going on?
So, man, look, it's Thursday, and obviously we done made it damn near to the end of the week, man. How was y'all week?
It was good. I've been doing kind of a social experiment today that I would like to bring amongst you lovely folks here. So I have a question. And those of y'all who follow me, y'all can track the conversation on my social media here. Serious question. Does anybody on this panel, firstly, let me ask this way. Do you or do you not put your ketchup in the refrigerator?
Hell no. Well,
You don't put your ketchup in the refrigerator?
It's a yes or no. It's a yes. Firstly, yes or no question. Do you or do you not put your ketchup in there?
Yes, I do.
All right, Rock.
by default, it goes in the refrigerator because everybody else puts it in the refrigerator.
GMO?
Nigga, hell yeah.
And my question is, why the fuck do people like cold ass ketchup?
Certified
Who the
fashion.
fuck likes warm
It's
red
supposed
shit
to
in their
be.
mouth? Man, that's like eating period blood, Holmes.
Wait a
No,
minute. Hey,
no,
Mo,
what
I'm
the
about to
hell
call
it
your
is
bluff.
not.
Because when we get to McDonald's, my man. okay,
Right, that shit ain't
extra-
refrigerated.
Yes, sir.
Well, we
They-
don't have any choice in that matter, but when you're at home, pull that shit off the shelf, okay?
That
Of the
shit,
refrigerator.
they don't even refrigerate that shit in the store.
Because it's not
In the
open.
name, bro. Once
That
you
shit-
open it, you are open to bacteria, botulism, shit. Like, not botulism, but like certain
Botulism.
bacteria, bro. Like, are you serious? So you telling me you got a hot ass sandwich? You got a hot ass sandwich,
I don't like my damn turkey. I don't like my
Nigga.
damn burgers cold.
bruh.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Bruh.
There's two ketchup bottles in the crib. There's one in the refrigerator, one on in the cabinet. Because there's some people who prefer not to have their damn ketchup cold. Now,
What up, Gina?
my question is, with all the damn vinegars and preservatives and shit, you read the label. The shit ain't gonna go fucking bad and shit. You got the lid on it unless you
The
take the lid
ketchup
off.
is supposed to be refrigerated after opening, right?
Thank you.
Does it say
Did you
that on the
use the
goddamn
bottle?
bottle?
You know
Yes.
what?
Let me
Let me
look
go
at
check
it.
my
Let me look at
refrigerator.
it.
Hold on. I got you.
Let me
I'm
look
gonna
at
be
it.
right back.
Fuck that. You want okay? Go ahead, do your thing. Go ahead, do your thing, bro. Hey, let's go ahead and discuss this because
Let's discuss it. Let's
I'ma tell
talk
you-
about
As
it.
a matter of fact,
Alright,
let me
let's
look
go.
it up real quick.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking talk.
You go ahead and do that. Hey, listen, but let's go ahead and deliberate this shit because I ain't gonna hold you, bruh. The way you sound, bruh.
Okay.
The way you sound.
Okay. God damn it.
Let's
Here
go.
we go. Let's get
fucking
it.
Go.
So, technically,
You
this will
read
piss-
yours, and I'm gonna read what I found.
This will piss everybody off.
What we got?
Technically, nobody's right. It says for best use, refrigerate after opening, meaning it's
the fuck?
optional.
For
It's
best
optional.
That does not
use,
mean that.
motherfucker.
It's
That does not mean
optional.
that.
It's
That does not
optional,
mean
but
that.
listen,
No, it's
listen
a
what it says.
preservative.
Hold on,
The
but
shit
listen,
don't
hold
rot.
on, whoa. Because of its natural acidity, ketchup is shelf stable. However, its stability after opening can be affected by storage conditions. We recommend that this product be refrigerated after opening to maintain the best product quality.
Now, can
It's
I
not-
say something? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
one fucking thing, bro?
Maybe.
Because I'm on your ass, bro. I'm on your ass.
Pause.
So while you sitting up here, while you sitting around here talking this shit, who in the fuck wants a cold cut sandwich with warm toppings, bro? What the fuck is the purpose?
Who wants a hot sandwich with freezing ass toppings?
Well, technically, you would never know it's freezing.
I've seen molded ketchup before.
I've seen molded everything before. I'm black.
Shit can be in the refrigerator and be moldy.
First and foremost,
but
black folks can't leave condiments out because y'all have the heat on fucking 80,000 fucking degrees. Y'all assholes for that one. Okay? Y'all assholes for that one.
All right. Well, for one, these the same people I had this conversation with say put hot sauce in the goddamn refrigerator.
I love cold hot sauce.
Oh no!
All right, all right, kick him the fuck out. Put him in the back. Put him in the damn back.
Why he gotta go in the back?
Because who wants cold hot sauce? That's an oxymoron.
Go back.
That's an oxy-damn-moron.
Bring it back.
That's an oxymoron. Who the hell wants cold hot sauce?
It's nothing
Cold
wrong.
hot
Here,
sauce.
son. I'm doing the Chappelle Prince fingers.
Rick
Come
James.
here, son. First and fucking foremost, first and goddamn foremost, everything that you cook is already hot. Say you have a hot hamburger. Any fucking thing, bro.
What the hell
Why
happened?
in the hell? It's called contrast. It's going to naturally warm up to the temperature anyway, right? You don't really necessarily want to put hot shit on warm shit on hot shit. It's going to obviously spoil, especially, God damn it, I have to say this, and shout outs to Jalen. Fuck, yeah. So when it comes to mayo, when it comes to shit like mayo and shit like that, right? You automatically have to refrigerate things like that because
That's mayo.
Okay, no, but it's most condiments. They tend to inhale the air, especially if you're in a squeeze bottle. Now, if you have something that you have to dip in, you still want to actually refrigerate it because it's bacteria everywhere. So the minute that you crack open something, bro, it automatically
that air gets in there. And air comes with all types of stuff. You want to keep it refrigerated, just like the hospitals freeze your ass out. They want to kill the bacteria in the hospital. That's what you need to do with your condiment.
Well, let me make this clear. Firstly, I'm not rallying for or against refrigerating ketchup because obviously, as I described earlier, I do both. Now that's one thing. Now, two, if I come over your house for if I come over your house for dinner,
he's buy ketchup.
I guess
By
So,
temperature.
If I come over your house for dinner and you hand me some damn Tabasco out the refrigerator, I'm leaving. Like straight up.
That's
I'm
all it
leaving.
takes. Nigga,
I
I
am
will have
leaving.
everything in the refrigerator fucking with you. You gone. I know how to turn your ass the
I'm
fuck
not
off.
even
Who in
know.
the fuck? What is
Personally, I'm
wrong
not
with you?
coming. I ain't
Bro.
coming over, bro. Since
Bro,
I know you're gonna do that.
No, I see why dentists, like, do you have dentist friends? Are your gums bleeding, sir? Are they sensitive? Do you use Sensodyne toothpaste? Because
No, I just don't
there's
want cold
nobody-
hot sauce. I want that ish room temperature so when I put it on my dang food, I ain't gotta fight through no coldness to get the hotness.
Well,
Bro,
sir, guess what?
hot
You need to
sauce
invest in
automatically
ketchup.
turns.
I am the
Listen
heat
to me.
guard.
But ketchup warms up too. Anything you put, it warms up. If you put
It
on a hot,
automatically warms up.
if you put on a hot burger, it's gonna warm up. You put on
It
a hot
warms. It kills
it
the
warms
aesthetic.
up.
But why
Unless
have
it's
a-
one of them.
No, that's
Unless,
just your mind.
it ain't
why
the
have-
mind.
Why have a side of salmonella or some weird bacteria, some shit that happens to grow because you scratched your ass?
You
the
ain't
day
gonna get
before.
that from no dang bottle with Tabasco.
You
Or
scratch your
whatever
ass
you-
right before. If you don't wash your hands every time and you don't wear gloves when you touch shit, you need to refrigerate it.
Bruh, if you take Bello Burn out the freezer, we are fighting. And
Why
I
the
ain't
fuck would it
fighting
be in the
fair.
freezer? Nobody says it's in the freezer.
Fine, refrigerator. I don't care. You know I'm black.
But nah.
You know I'm black. The freezer and the refrigerator is the same thing in the black
But
household.
look, hold on, wait
You
a minute.
already
No,
know
the
that.
fuck is not.
But
No, the
you
fuck is
do
not.
you do
No.
know it's on the door. The door is the warmest part in the refrigerator. So therefore,
And they
it's
only
not
set it there
always
because it ain't
cold.
because it ain't supposed to be there in the first place. That's why. So they gotta put it in the warmest spot to make that shit up.
So you telling me
Talk.
that you like to taste warm shit coming out of a bottle?
Bro, why does everything just sound so weird when you say it?
Cause nigga, I'm light skinned.
The only thing warm that needs to be coming out of a bottle is KY. You don't want cold ass KY.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you.
We putting that in the freezer too.
Women know this.
We putting
Old women-
We putting
Whoa, wait a minute.
You putting
Wait a
that in the
minute.
freezer too, Wheezy. You gonna
You
you gonna
don't
put
want
all
cold
you gonna put all your
KY.
bottles
You don't.
situation in there, and then you gonna lay down there.
Oh,
and
so
we
now
gonna
you want
watch it.
cold lotion too?
No, we're
You
gonna
want
lay
cold
down
baby
there
oil?
and we're gonna watch you shiver. Cause we're gonna put the KY
Oh
right
no,
by
because
your
the inside
ketchup.
of me is warm. So what I'm saying
Oh
is,
yeah, no,
I
no, because
don't
that
want
outside
to
is gonna sit.
be.
It's gonna look like you pop locking when we put that stuff on. That's how cold you finna be. You gonna be
Mm-mm.
doing the worm.
You take the cold ketchup, sir. Shut up.
Whatever.
You got to have
Anyways,
cold condiments. That's like putting warm pickles on a burger. That's the
the
weirdest shit.
pickles.
I started to say the G
Right?
word,
Why would you put?
but
Bruh, sir, that sounds like you described
The
it.
weirdest, happiest stuff ever.
Warm pickle.
anybody here, raise of hands. All the people in the chat, put up a 1 if you agree with this. Do you like warm pickles on your burgers?
Well, the pickles are. We can't tell if the pickles was
Well,
cold
it
before or
depends. I
not.
put mine in the refrigerator and sometimes in the cabinet, depending on what kind I get.
Exactly. So
So
technically, no
basically,
one.
your ass is a petri dish, bro.
Well, like for one, nobody is right or wrong because there's people who do both. There's people who do one or the other. And for real, the response to this quote unquote experiment has been mixed. Mixed
You know
response.
what? You know what?
You know what? I say we do this. Let's settle this shit once and for all.
What's
New
up?
content coming soon. We're gonna walk the streets of the DMV.
I'm with
We're
it.
gonna ask the people how do they prefer their ketchup.
No, condiments,
I'm with it.
period. That's like
No,
saying
no,
you like warm mustard. I hate when I go somebody's house and they got mustard in a cabinet. Sure,
No.
mustard
Hey,
has
so
a
look,
perfect shelf life. You don't
I
have to
say
just wanna
straight
say
ketchup.
this.
mustard.
No. I say ketchup because you don't treat all condiments the same. Because ain't nobody putting mayo in the cabinet.
Bro, you a fucking vampire, bruh.
Nobody's
fuck?
putting mayo up there, so you
You
can't
a
treat the
fucking
stuff the same.
vampire. Bruh, you a fucking vampire, bro. Who in the fuck wants some gooey, thick, tomatoey shit, bro? Unless it's spaghetti, bro, and it's piping hot. Nobody likes lukewarm
It's gonna
any
be
fucking
gooey.
thing, bro.
It's
It's
gonna
only
be
two extremes
gooey.
in this life.
It's gonna be gooey and thick, regardless whether it's frozen or unfrozen.
Nah, bro. Nah,
And why am I using
All
your?
right,
Now
so
you
look,
got me
I will say
sounding
this.
weird.
All right, so I will say this. Cold ketchup on some freshly hot fries is kind of perfect.
Oh, it's
Yes.
the best shit ever.
Thank you. I was
Oh,
just sitting here thinking that. I was
Jesus
just sitting here
goddamn
thinking
Christ.
that. You can't
Of Latter-day
Yeah,
Saints.
that's pretty okay.
The
That's pretty good.
contradiction is perfect. The contrast is just
Oh,
Yeah.
this
Hold on,
man is
stop
bland.
making.
Sir, you a one note.
I
You a
said
one fucking note.
I have 2 bottles in the crib. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. There's one at the top in the refrigerator, one at the bottom on the cabinet. So to your leisure, you can pick which bottle
so
you
it
want to use.
depends on what mood you feel like fooling with.
You
is
the
which
type
one
of
you
person-
grab.
Yeah.
You the type of person to get out of a hot shower, have a window fucking air conditioning unit, and put your balls in front of it. I can tell you. Yes, you. That's you.
Bruh.
Weird like that. You crazy.
It's
You know,
refreshing.
that's good for the summertime.
It's refreshing,
good for the
okay?
I
summer.
enjoy the shrinkage. See? I keep going. I enjoy
Rock,
the
did you get my
shrinkage.
message?
I like see. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Rock.
Whatever,
I think
dog.
that you would go there. I think that you would actually do some crazy shit. To
Well,
contrast.
no, we're gonna
Okay.
talk about we're gonna walk the streets of the DMV and talk about some ketchup. That's what we
Well,
finna do.
since we're speaking about contrasts in hot and cold, let me ask y'all a question. How would y'all feel if you let your friend borrow some money, right?
Uh-huh.
And instead of them paying you back, they claim that because you stayed with them and they let you participate in a few things that they don't owe you anything. How would y'all feel about that?
That's different because there was no agreement made when those participations was happening. There was no agreement of payback, so that's different.
Well, what if they took you to court and some other things came up in the midst of that? How would you feel?
Example.
Well, let's play the example, Rob.
What the heck is they participating
I
in?
loan my ex-friend Portia. Don't go there.
Hey, ma'am, let her finish, and you stop it and let her finish.
$2,000.
Huh.
Being the good friend that I am.
Wait a second. Huh?
live with us. We didn't ask for any money. But did you tell him that you was fucking me too?
Ma'am, stop it, okay?
You and your husband?
You
Huh?
slept with the husband.
Yes.
I can see you had a little freak in you. I can see it.
Judging by her character.
Now, you got a freak in you as well. You know Angel over there. You said you were doing this for how long?
The threesome?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we did it a few times. Her and her man asked me to come into their bed. Whatever you want to say.
Well, you're not denying it, so I guess I got to believe what I got to see.
But as you can see why, look at them. That's why they invited me into the bedroom. Now, my pussy might not be good, but I know it's better than hers.
Stop it, man.
Portia is a lady of the night.
Said you the lady of the night. You was the lady that night.
Yeah.
I
A
guess.
stripper, a prostitute. She was a crackhead.
You said you was a crackhead. Was that before the threesome or after? I don't. The crackhead in your bedroom.
Me being the friend, I didn't want to judge her.
That's what you did. Yeah. 3 crackheads in one room. Mm-hmm. Wasn't a threesome, it was a cracksome. Let's start with you, ma'am.
Okay,
Wait.
so Judge Mathis, shout out to Lou Young and B Lynn. I follow them; they are so funny. Anybody know that Judge Mathis always pulling somebody crackhead card, and he is always in somebody's business.
Mhm.
So, how do y'all feel about that?
First of all, where's G Baby when you need him?
Right
For
shit.
real.
I don't like how that case was handled. He would have got to the bottom of that in less time. But anyways,
He was trying to get to the bottom of it. He said he wanted to see. He had to see to believe it.
yeah, but like he waited too long to ask that. G Baby would have cut everything off and be like, all right, I need some
Hey,
evidence.
Lady B.
Where we at?
So
Hey, and
this is the thing with black judges, okay? Even in the YSL case that I've been monitoring, that black judge is nosy as fuck and he funny as shit. He from DC too. That's the crazy part about it, right? So any judge that's from up here, that's from around the area, hey, yeah, whole T, you gotta fucking you better be prepared. They're gonna get in depth with you. They're gonna give you the blues. You hear me? But
Hey,
that's funny.
Mimi.
Why do black folk feel like they have to vent instead of sticking to the facts? Now, if you're there for $2,000, what does that threesome have to do with the $2,000? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
They think it's
that's her
precedent.
alibi. That's her reason to want the money, because I guess instead talking about they gave them a roof to a place to live. But
So-
no, I was sleeping with you and your husband.
So what she just did is she put a price on what she had to offer. So what you have to offer is only worth $2,000, basically, right?
DJ.
Hey, Slicky.
Bro,
What's
Zach,
good?
first and foremost, I like to backtrack real quick. When people borrow money in the black community, it's time to start writing fucking contracts. Either you give me my fucking money back or your next child is my tax return, motherfucker. Like, we going there. We going there.
God
That's
damn,
the problem
bro.
with black people. Yeah, I need to
Look,
write
just for
that shit
that, just
off.
for that year, just
Hold
for
on.
that year.
Hold on, bro. All that over $20, bro?
Yeah,
Look, I'm
nigga,
gonna get you
$20?
your $20 back, all right?
fuck out of here.
It can't be $20. You can't claim the child over $20. Come on, not
Shit.
$20.
Nah,
Shit.
bruh. Nah, fuck that. I am literally gonna write. You're gonna sign your life over for 20, because I've seen people damn near kill somebody over $20.
No, that's for real. That's
So
for
you
real.
might as well give me a child. I'm the devil. You asked me a question, and you asked me to borrow money, and I follow through. You owe me fucking your child. You owe me
No.
your fucking child.
But I ain't going
no,
front. I ain't
no.
going front. Some
That's the
people,
number. You want the number, not the child. 'Cause
I
that
ain't going
means you gotta
front.
take care of the
Some
child.
people,
Tax return.
some people put it on themselves because sometimes people continually lend out money to people who they know have no intentions on paying their stuff back. So at some point in time, you got to start holding out until you get your back pay.
Oh, what it do?
Hey, my man Kenneth said he's seen people fight over $20. I think that we work on principles. I
Bruh,
think that
I
black
fought
folks
over-
are
That's
different.
usually what it is.
I fought over $2 back in the day.
You did what?
Bro, we was
You
kids,
did what?
okay? We
You
was
are the
kids.
Negro of Negro.
Did you put an extra syllable in that word, nigger?
Yeah, because I'm trying to work on not saying Nigga to bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I appreciate your efforts. I really do.
Hey, Quick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know something. I haven't been working on my efforts.
I know you haven't.
And every time I say
Bro,
it,
you called me that
mean
this
it.
morning.
Bruh, I mean it with love. You feel me? Can I say it?
Hey, go ahead,
Can I
please.
say it?
No.
Quick, you my nigga.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question though? How did y'all feel about that slip that Tony Romo almost had?
Hey, that was funny.
Oh, the Negro
Oh, that
that
was
he almost
hilarious.
had.
No, that was hilarious. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it just shows that, you feel me, they use
ain't-
it just like he do. You feel me? And when he slipped up, to me, it was a more so whole shit. This nigga said the same shit that I would have said if I was commentating. You feel me?
That's exactly what it sounded like for real. Like he was just saying with his friend, look at this nigga. I mean, this the player right there.
Well, Roman Reigns did the same thing. The wrestler, he did it in the middle of TV. So
Hey, so listen. So how do we feel about? I mean, we've already discussed this, but let's talk about this. Let's really, because this shit is hilarious to me. I think that white people actually saying it with the right context is worth it, because they can't even. It sounds crazy when they say it. It's funny as fuck when they say it in the right context.
well,
Like,
this is the thing. I don't think. Do I think it's? Will it? I mean, to me it just proves the point. Like they say it, you know,
but
as
we're not
much
talking about-
as they claim.
but we're not talking about double gur.
I
not
don't
talking
care
about
if it's a double
GGER.
GER or what.
Mm.
Like, you already know how I feel about that. It's the same dang word. The GGA is an excuse to say it. That's a made up excuse to say it. I don't care. That's just where I am. You're not gonna change my mind on that. I don't even want to argue.
Look. It's kind of, I'm trying to think of something that's interchangeable. You feel me? Like, it's kind of like the word bitch. You feel me? Like, women only get offended off of the word bitch if it's used in the wrong context. True or
Depends
false?
on what woman you're talking about. Because some women don't like the word period.
I fit that. Well, that is true, but the demographic that I'm around, that I see, you feel me? And I'm gonna tell you like this: the word is only offensive, and unless it's followed by some words before and after. You feel me? And it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing that trips a lot of people up, because granted, people tend to not look outside of their own lane. Granted, we all have a demographic we came up with, so on and so forth. Because like, I travel a lot. The N-word, like, for one, in Georgia, in heavy parts of Georgia, to black folks down there, hits hella harder to them than it does up here in our demographic, because the roots of it is down there. So granted, you gotta more so, yes, certain type of women that you're around, that you came up with, yes, but you cannot go somewhere else and talk to another woman like that, because they are gonna take that very different, man. So
Bro,
I look at things as a whole. I don't look at just from the inside spectrum.
Okay,
but he
so
was
hold on.
excited.
But wait a minute. But with that being said, quick, we're a part of the whole. It's not just the inside spectrum. We are a part of the whole. So
Okay, yes.
I feel like, I just feel like this, and this is going back to the word nigga and the hard ER. You dig what I'm saying? To me, it's about context. You dig what I'm saying? And how it's used. You feel me? Like I got a Spanish friend. Be like, yo, what's up, my nigga? I dap me up and I be like, what's up, my nigga? And I say it back to him. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's not offensive to me because I done fought. Now, don't get it twisted. I done fought heavy over that word. You dig what I'm saying? And the only reason why it gets me out of pocket is when they say it the wrong way. Like, let somebody call me that out of context. You will see a different side. You can be like, oh yeah, he don't play when it comes to that. You feel me? But when it's love, you feel me? Man, and Romo, even if he slipped and said it, he ain't mean no harm with it. You feel me? It was just like he was just amongst friends. Like that. He was running fast. I don't know how he got away with all the niggas behind him.
Now, granted, now this is the thing. And Rock, this is the funny thing. I fully understand what you said because I felt the same way. I said the joint loosely. I'm from PG County. I said it loosely all the time. I still slip up when I'm around y'all and say it. I'm working on it. Like, for one, I get everything about context, so on and so forth. I fully 100% understand it. Where I am in my life right now, as cultured and grounded as I am right now, the more and more I get into really who I am, where I come from, so on and so forth, the word as a whole, I grew a strong disdain for, no matter what the context is. I just grew a disdain for the word, and the more and more I grow as an individual, the more and more I dislike the word. That's
So
where
basically, you are Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby never liked the word.
I mean, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I am not Bill Cosby. Like, for real. All I am
I
is
will
me.
drop
I'm
a
just
pill
going off.
on a bitch and call her a nigga in her sleep.
Do not use me and Bill Cosby in the same sentence ever again. But anyhow, that's just where I am. Like, for instance, like let's take the S word, for example, that rhymes with jazz. You feel me? That we recently found out was offensive to a category of people. Now, granted, I didn't know that. There's an actual definition for the context of which we grew up saying it. There's an actual definition for that. But then again, there's also a definition for
what word is that?
Spaz.
That one.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
talking about spaz.
so yeah, there's an actual definition for the way that we used it. In my 30 years of living, it was literally last year I found out there was any negative connotation to the word, and all the terms around it, like ableist and all that. These are the first times I heard these words at all. So
our guest is arriving in the back, and we got 4 minutes, so I don't mean to cut you off quick. But I just want to ask y'all. I just want to spin a block real quick. And I'll start with you quick because you was in the middle of thought.
Go ahead.
Because words, it's like we have to be real sensitive with words. Don't you feel that we're getting real sensitive? You feel me? Like with words, or sensitive as people, because it seems like everything we say or do, everybody's offended. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do I think we're being that? Well, of course, the world has gotten extremely sensitive. There's things that I personally feel get taken to heart that really shouldn't get taken to heart. Literally, there's words that have actual meanings and definitions, or jokes that are, if you go, like, comedians can't even do their job anymore. Comedians are meant to push the line and say things that are funny, as long as the joke is funny. I mean, granted, that's their job.
So quick, basically, when you hear somebody leak the N-word,
if,
you
like I said,
automatically flash back to fucking Alex Haley's roots and shit, nigga.
Well, this is the thing.
Like,
if I look at
with that one, bro.
Well, look, like the Romo situation. It was funny. If I think something is funny, I'm gonna laugh. If we're talking about the actual, if we're talking about the actual meaning of the matter of fact, there was one time the wrestler Booker T slipped up and said it on air during a promo one time. That was funny. But like, if we're talking about how I feel about the word in general, or how I feel about Romo as the person who I know says it regularly, I mean, we're talking about a different conversation there. But to answer the question, have we gotten, in general, has the world gotten more sensitive? Yes, it has.
This world need lotion. This world need lubrication.
It need KY.
Everybody real
warm
from
the refrigerator, right?
No, warm KY.
From the refrigerator. I like cold lotion, bro. I hate to tell you that it's a different feel when you use cold lotion when you masturbate, bro. You should try it every once in a blue.
No, I'm good, bro.
Every once in a blue, cold lotion,
bro. Yeah. You are look, bro.
It won't.
Let me tell you one thing. as your homie, there's a lot of things I will take advice on, but that is not one of them.
You sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
Look,
okay, I
give him some time when the muscles get to aching.
Wait a minute. Look, hold on. Before we get into masturbating with cold lotion, it's about that time to bring our guest on the show. And
they came in at the wrong time.
Listening to our foolishness. I hope they're not back there judging us because it's gonna get worse afterwards.
Oh, we judging them. We judging your ass too. Don't come on and judge me. We judging your ass. I'm light skinned. Don't start with me. All right, now
Let them get in here first before you start
Right.
it. Damn it!
God damn, it's about to get lit. Hey, Weezy, go ahead.
Just
introduce
1
our
minute.
guest real
Just
quick.
1 minute. We have, I'm not sure who all is back there, but we have the Tom Mo Show. They come on every day, Monday through Friday, at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And on Wednesdays, they do double time. So they do 1 to 2, and they do from 9:30 to 10:30 at night. We have the Tom Mo Show.
Hey.
What's goody?
Welcome.
Hello,
What's
poppin'? What's
Hey,
poppin'? What it do,
Oh,
y'all?
y'all brought all the good people with you.
Yeah, you know,
Man.
we deep.
What's
It ain't
good?
everybody yet. Where Big D at? Where Sade at?
Oh, D didn't come in. Charlie didn't come in.
They probably popping. They got the link though.
Well, I want to say good evening, Tom and Miss Justified Janice and Dr. Purpose and Molly Mall. How y'all doing today? This evening, rather.
We great, thank you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just been over here laughing at y'all in the background.
You
I
always
watch
laughing
the
at
show
us.
anyway. You know, I be on the No Filter show, so y'all be having me going. So it's good to be on here though.
Well, why don't each one of you start with Tom? Start with Mo. Introduce yourselves and tell us a little about yourself.
CEO.
Well, I'm the CEO of the Tom Mo Show. I come out of Washington D.C. Southeast. Bury Farm is the landmark. Y'all know about it. Y'all been there. You know what I mean? Ain't a lot to me, man. I'm just here, man, trying to have a conversation, man, about the right things that we're doing and also the wrong things that other people are doing. So that's my spiel. We can go with Miss J next.
Yes, hello everyone. Y'all was talking big popping big shit in the back. Go ahead now. Hello, y'all. My name is Janice from Southeast as well, Bury Farms. Tom or my homie. But I live in Atlanta now. I've been here, my son. Been here 29 years now. And I'm loving it. So I'm excited to be on y'all show. I was catching a little bit of it. You know, y'all wilding over there. But it say no filter, right? So I'm ready. Y'all know I'm ready. I'm ready for the smoke.
Dr. Purpose.
I hope so.
Oh my God. Hey everyone. Thank you for I thank you for allowing us to be on the show today. I was looking forward to it, and then I heard some stuff that was like kind of way, but I'm here for it. I'm Dr. Purpose. I am from Houston, Texas. So I'm representing Texas. And I am a doctor of psychology. I am a domestic violence survivor. So I'm the voice of domestic violence. And I am all that and above.
Me and you are going to get along very well.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Me and you are going to get along very well.
Bruh, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that to me again.
Hold on. Bruh, I cut a fool, but I love the dynamics amongst this group. So I was listening to like a lot of y'all.
No, we had one more.
Okay. Oh, damn, Mally.
Yeah, you rude ass. Damn.
You gotta know me already, man. I don't know. I might know Mo from somewhere, you know. But nah, I ain't nobody. I'm just the engineer of the show. You know, I just make sure everybody.
Hey, no. You somebody. You're an important part to keep things going. You better introduce yourself the right way.
Yeah, I'm that motherfucking nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm from DC as well, Southeast, not too far from everybody. I grew up on Water Place though, but you know the goal was always to make it out. So on our show, what we do is encourage kids that it's more options out here. You ain't gotta be in the hood, you ain't gotta be a drug dealer. So that's all we talk about on the show Monday through Friday. I'm the one that's on there every day, but most of the time we got Janice on there. Throughout the week, Dr. P come on a couple of days, Tom come on 3 days out of the week, and I'm the one that try to hopefully keep the team together, man. You know, we growing though.
Good job.
That's lit.
So I want to get started with that because it seems like the three of you, Mally, Tom, Janice, y'all have a root. Like y'all are rooted in the Southeast, right? Y'all are rooted in Southeast DC, right? How did you find this young lady down here, Dr. Purpose? and like how did that happen?
Well, what happened was somebody had introduced her to us. She was doing some things, and they felt like, you know, man, we need to get you on the Tom Mo Show, and we invited her, and You know, it was just like she fitted. You know, she wasn't with us at first. We just used to let her come in and she'd be in the background and comment and things of that nature. And then you know, we just kind of thought about it. We decided that she would be a good fit for us. So we let her join the team. Appreciate you, baby.
So how do you, Dr. Purpose? I gotta go right to you. How does it feel being a Southern belle that you are? Because it seems like some of the things that I said earlier, it caught your attention, right? It seems like it might be a little too much for you. How do you deal? I've listened to the shows. How do you deal with these three?
You know what? I'm a minister, so that's another thing too. I'm married to a pastor. So what I try to tell everybody is, you know, I can't get anybody into heaven. I can't get them into hell. I can let them have their own beliefs. I just have to say, do who you are, be who you are. I'm around a lot of people. I try not to be judgmental. I know I'm grown. Y'all all grown, so y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all have to answer to a higher power, just like I have to. So I just make sure that I'm just promoting God and, you know, doing what he called me to do. I'm here on a purpose, on an assignment. And when my time is over with, I'm out of here.
We see.
In other words, she pleads the blood over her ears.
Yeah, she give us 2 days out the week, Wednesday and Friday, you know. So we try to keep it clean. Keep it clean.
So y'all gave us the gist, right? So we know where y'all are rooted. We know where you grew up at. What made each and every one of y'all get into podcasting?
Well, I actually have a grown and sexy go-go band that's called Let's Do It Again Band and Show. And, you know, when I started out doing the band, of course, you know, I'm trying to get on anybody's show to promote the band. And a brother of mine called me and was like, man, look, they got this joint called Fox Wave, man. You can come down here, man, and kind of promote what you're doing. And I started going down there for a while. You know what I mean? Just, you know, being a guest going down there. And then the owner came to me and said, man, I think you can do your own show, Tomo, man. You should just do your own show. Of course, you know, he was trying to get my bag out of my pocket. You know what I mean? But trying to let me do the show free. So he's like, man, you pay me this, man, and you come on here, you know, every Wednesday, because that's why we keep the Wednesday night, because that's where I started from. So I told him, I said, well, maybe I'll do that. So, of course, I joined in and I started doing the show just by myself. You know what I mean? And like, I never thought I would be into podcasting. That was not, you know, something I thought about doing, but I felt like I could reach people through it. So, and promote the band. That really was the whole thing about promoting the band, trying to get people to know about the band. And, you know, I ran my course with that till when the Corona came out, they shut down. And when they shut down, they left me at a place where I was like, man, I done came too far now. I ain't gonna give up now. Now, in the process of me doing the joint with Fox Wave, another brother that we call Eagle introduced me to Marley. He introduced me to Marley because, like I said, again, I had a band, so Marley was doing videos. I was like, oh, man, he can do my videos for the band and all that. He was like, yeah. And then he's like, man, you can get him to help you with Fox Wave. So I was trying to get him to come up there and work with me as an engineer, but they didn't want that. They was like, nah, we got, man, we not. And so when I decided to do my own, I called Marley and I said, man, look, man, you know, Box closed down, man. I want to do my own show, man. You know, and I'm gonna need you if you willing, you know, come on board with me, man, and help me out. And he came aboard and just took over. He brought it to life. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna work for us, man. You know, but that's how we got started. Because then while we was doing the show, of course, you know, I reached out to my homie Janice. You know, was like, hey, what's up, man? You know, I'm doing this show. Woo, woo. She first started doing being a guest, and then she started donating money to the show, and I'm like, man, we need you on the show. You know,
first sponsor.
Yes, we transferred her into the show, man, and it's just been like we a chain. Us three, we got Dr. Purpose here, but we're a chain because we. Like you saying, we rooted out of Southeast, so we know how it was growing up. You know, we know the things we went through. So now that we are grown, we saying, hey, we want to give back to those places, man. We want people to know, like, you ain't gotta always be there. Because I'm telling you straight up, I'm from the rags and the riches, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing. You know what I mean? My life today, man, I never would even thought that I would have had it. You know what I mean? It was a struggle coming out of Ward 8, man. Even having parents, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna do the whole show, but it's yeah, we link, man. We link. But we love Dr. P. We love her. She in there.
Miss Janice. Oh, Dr. P, go ahead, by all means. Where we going, ladies?
Go ahead, Dr. P.
We're going. Dr. P, go ahead, baby.
And I was actually I'm trying to get to the White House. Like I said, I am the voice of domestic violence. I lost my stepdaughter to domestic violence. Also was in my previous marriage. I've been 23 years. This will be 23 years that I have been a survivor of domestic violence. And so I work with domestic violence survivors as well as get them sheltered, give them counseling, make sure they have resources. I'm now on a reality show that's called 50 and Fab that's here in Houston, which is a reality show as well as a talk show. And
all right, man.
In 2019, I had a radio show, and it was called Let's Get to the Root Where Pain is Turned into Purpose. So I help people, I push them past their pain to their purpose. So this is kind of like what I went to school for. I went to Grambling University for mass communication. Thought I was going to hand somebody a tape back then, one of the little cassette tapes we had, and I was going to be on the radio and I was going to make it famous. So that's literally how my journey started.
Miss Janice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how it started for me, like you said, I live in Atlanta now. So just back and forth, in and out of DC, and ran across Tomo, started the Facebook, because I don't really like the social media stuff, right? So I joined it because I'm writing a book and I needed to get the presence out there. But podcasting for me was different because I'm a therapist. My background is I'm a therapist, mental health, substance abuse, anger management, and entrepreneur. I have homes for homeless men and women. I have a home for pregnant teens. And just doing a lot of stuff. I have 4 kids, 10 grandkids, 1 on the way. So just busy, right? Just trying to make a difference in the world. I do a lot of mentoring with the youth. So for me, when he, said, hey, I was a guest, and then I start, like he said, sponsoring, and then I came on board. So that's how it started for me. So podcasting is very new for me. I'll be like, but damn, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's so difficult because I have a lot of Christian friends, right? So I had to come on there and just clean it up, and sometimes it slip out, and they be like, damn. So I'm just being, and they know I'm real anyway, but they don't see that side of me where, the Berry Farm side.
She gives the benediction, y'all.
Brother Marley. What we got? What we got going on, bro?
Oh, man, I don't even supposed to be on this damn screen. Like I was doing videos. I was in Denver, LA, Arizona. I've been everywhere. My brother actually won a Super Bowl with the Giants. So I was doing sports management. I had him, Robert Quinn, Marcel Darius. I had a lot of clients. So and I was into that world. But when he caught the concussions and he had brain damage and now he going through mental problems, we moved back here to DC because we went to Ballou. He played at Ballou as well. So when we got back here, I just been trying to find things to do. I was bored, got up with my boy Eagle. I'm like, I can't find no gigs out here because I was in LA. He was paying me $5,000 a shoot. When I get here, niggas ain't even trying to pay a couple of $100. So I was a little lost. So my boy Eagle was like, look, man, I find you some people, So he was giving me video shoots, and he actually linked me up with Tom Moe. And he was like, he needed his joint shot boogie shoes. So I was like, look, man, how much I can do 800. And I'm not knowing, I ain't been here for so long. And I went to Ballou and everything, but once I went to college, I never came back. So I've been gone for so long. He like, man, he can do it. He can do it. And I'm like, man, that ain't about nothing. Just do the video. We did the video. Everything was good. I started shooting his podcast. So when I started shooting his podcast, one time he had to step out. I'm like, man, I don't want the viewers to leave. He live. So I just went on there. I just started talking, and they actually started commenting, liking it. And I started saying, people like, Mo, why don't you get back on screen? We like when you was on screen. I was like, all right, I get back on it. But I already done seen my brother. He had to get on camera and speak at the games when he was in North Carolina. He had speech coaches. So I just sat in there. So I was like, shoot, I was in there most of the classes he took. So I just took what I knew from being around him. The more I got on screen, the more I did. It got easy, and then the more Janice came on, our boy Fishbone, he no longer here. It got easier. Then when Dr. P came on, it's like, dang, we all in different areas, but at the same time, we going through the same thing. We speaking on violence in Ward 8, but Janice in Atlanta and kids down there robbing and shooting people. She in Houston. So I was just letting people know, like, look, y'all ain't just hearing it from here. We hearing it from out Houston. We hearing it from out Atlanta. And then people that I met in LA, Arizona, we just tied in. I'm like, man, we can do something big with this podcast. So I just started putting all of my energy into it, and I just stay here. You know, a lot of my buddies, they still in LA, Arizona, all that. They do the club life and they do the sports management, but this is something that I like. So I was like, this is something I'm gonna stick with. If it don't work, I'm flying back out.
That's crazy. It sounds like everybody within the group has found their passion unknowingly.
Yeah.
Like you fell into it instead of going into it head first. With that being said, what does it feel like, or how does it feel when you let go and you're giving therapy to people unknowingly, right? You're healing people, you're sharing these stories, right? Because I think all of us share the violence, the criminal aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? Survival mode, correct?
Yeah.
What does it feel like, and how's the reception when y'all actually like when your inboxes blow up? Like, how do you feel when people love the hell out of you?
You want to answer that? You first, Dr. P. Who?
For me, I don't even like no inbox. I don't like being on no group texts. Like you saying, it's so much people be writing and sending, and I be having other things to do, and I don't really want to ignore nobody or make them feel like I don't care how they feel. But I pretty much leave that to Maul. Look, just us as a team, like we got to chat, but I don't be on it. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, but that's just me. You know what I mean? But I just, I look at Marty to kind of run that situation as far as the show goes.
And for me, it feels good when people give you even babies. You think about it. When they do something right and you applaud them, it gives them confidence to want to do it again. They fall down, you say, you can get up. So that's how it was for me. It was like baby steps because I knew nothing about. Well, I did do an 8-month show with a Christian show, but trust me, it wasn't podcasting like this. It was nothing like this. So this was different for me, but I enjoy the comments. It lets you know that people are listening, they're in tune, and they're valuing, which is, well, they hear what you're saying. I can't say what people value. I got to put that therapeutic hat on now.
Slicky, man.
But I enjoy it because it just lets me see that people really are out here looking for answers and solutions and want the same things we want: safety and productivity for our children and grandchildren out here.
Okay, so I got a question. I'm rock, y'all. Let's get to it. So you all came together for a common goal, right? And we find ourselves on podcasts talking about the problems. That we know that there's killings and crime in our community is high. So, we're experts. So what do you think we can do starting in our community to build so we can become better? Because obviously the help ain't coming from the outside. They got to start within. So what direction do you think we should take to get there?
For me, it starts with, I like the recreation centers and the schools. So, my sons play at this one rec, so, they know me. The coach is still there. So I always say, hey, can I do something for the youth? He was like, please help me. So that's how, the recreation centers are a key place because boys like to play basketball, right? The girls like to watch them. So you can get their undivided attention. And so, I think that's a great way to go after the youth for me. And the one way to do it is through the recreation centers, what they love to do. They like, sports. They like music. So, it's just finding that carrot.
Yeah. I just feel like that's what we talk about on the show. We just got to get them out of bad habits. Right now they just do what the people done before them, and they just did what the people done before them. and they think it's cool to be this gangster, to be a player, to talk to their queens like they ain't shit, they hoes, they bitches, and they don't understand because they picking it up. They role models is NBA YoungBoy. You know, nobody ever got like a neighborhood friend that's trying to keep them out of trouble. Nowadays, more kids encouraging them to do it. Or you soft, you scared, you scurry. So what we try to do is get them another outlook on things. Like, you ain't gotta be this. Like, it's cool to be smart. It's cool to have a business. You know, get them that business mindset. But if all they know is what they've been taught, and that's just street stuff, Grand Theft Auto, GTA, then that's all they're gonna do. So we just try to give them another outlook. We get Trayon White, we get all the politicians try to come on the show. We had them on the show, and we even drilled them about just giving them something to do, because if they ain't got nothing to do, they will find something to do. And we know that for sure because we was in the community. So I feel like the only thing that saved me was the Number 11 Boys and Girls Club. That we had a place we can go play ball all day, play football. You could be on the team. But now these kids ain't got that. So they just out here stealing cars, you know. So we got some work to do, though.
Well, for me, I try to actually, through the podcast, I try to reach the parents. I try to talk to the adults, because if we can get the adults to change their mind of ways of how they think and how they do things, because kids like to follow parents. You know, your son want to be like you. You know what I mean? So if you got a house full of people that's reckless, you know, and just doing all kinds of things, your kids gonna grow up doing that too, because that's what they used to. So I'm thinking if we talk to the parents, we let them understand, look, you got to change your mind of thinking. You got to change on how you doing things around your kids. You got to raise your kids in the way that you know that they're going to be safe and they're going to be making the right decisions, you know, because sometimes the teenagers, the young adults, they look at us as old people, period. Like, and we was like that too. When we was growing up, and our parents and our uncles, they be trying to tell us something. The first thing we be saying, man, you old, man, I got this, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get the parents to be able to, you know, get themselves together, you know, lead by example. Don't know that your kid is selling drugs, but yet you let them bring it in the house. You know what I mean? You got to stop them. Hey, look, you doing this shit, you know, I don't want to lose you, but you can't bring it in here. You know what I mean? You can't bring it in here because I'm letting you think that this is okay. So when he gets shot down in the street because the deal done went bad, then the mother saying, why my son? But you didn't do anything to prevent that thing. You kind of kept the fire under it by letting them bring the guns in the house, letting them bring the drugs in the house, letting them cut up at the table, and you frying chicken and telling your little sister go in the room and all kinds of mess, man. So I think it got to start with the generation where the parents are raising their children in the right direction.
Miss Purpose.
Yes, and I think I come in literally almost from a different perspective. I always try to say, like, I didn't grow up in a bad neighborhood. I grew up with my mother and my father, but there still were problems. And I think a lot of times people misconstrue that and they think that, you know, life is easy, but life is not always easy because you can still have your mother and your father and get lost. And so with me, I try to come with a different perspective because, like I said, I was a victim of domestic violence. I was a victim of not sex trafficking, but sexual abuse, as well as molestation. And my mother used to abuse me. So I ended up working for CPS, working for SBA, traveled the world, done a lot of things, written 16 books. And so I try to speak to the youth, especially the young ladies, because a lot of times people are blinded about what the definition is of domestic violence. Literally, especially being young ladies, they don't understand even a man calling you out your name or even a woman calling a man, you know, BITCH or MF or any of those things is a form of domestic violence. And so I try to come in to the teens. I've written books for the teens. I've written books for how to look at it in the perception of a young child, because a lot of times we talk about on the show about, you know, learned behaviors. And so I come from a psychology and a minister perspective, and I'm growing up young girls. I'm growing up a son. I'm growing up a granddaughter. And I like when she tell me, you know, me, Ma, you gonna put on that Jesus music, or, you know, there are certain things that I just don't do. And, you know, when I die, I hope and I pray that they keep my legacy up, and they say, you know what, my mom wasn't fake. You know, when she was at home, she was that same person. When she was outside, she was that same person. I don't curse, I don't drink, I don't smoke. And it's not because I'm a Christian. It's just that that's who God made me to be. And so I just tell people, be who you are. And when that time comes, you know, just live on purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose. And that's just how I live.
You know what's crazy?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I had a question. Have you noticed, because you were talking about, you know, the I think Miss Janice was talking about the rec centers. So, you know, this back in the day when we were growing up, there was always playgrounds and stuff like basketball courts in apartment communities for us as kids. That's when we used to just run around the neighborhood and have fun. But have you noticed that modern communities, they're taking out the playgrounds? There's no basketball.
There's a breeding ground for the drug dealers. You
So-
know, and they're trying to target the youth, the kids. So what better place where to go? The playground, where they like to go. That's what I think that's about.
And I just think it's, you know, it really depends on what part of, you know, the area you in, because, you know, my brother, I'm pretty sure y'all know Slim Thug. Slim Thug was my brother's best friend, both of my brothers, and they both died at young ages. And coming from that perspective, and, you know, I didn't do the things. I didn't know things about the street. I would be out there. My brother would say certain drugs or whatever. But the thing that I love about it was that when I would come into the neighborhood, you know, he ran things. And, you know, if I needed a cell phone or whatever I needed, everybody knew Psycho. And so it kind of gave him, you know, when he died, you know, I didn't know if everybody came there because Slim was there or because, you know, they knew my brother. But, you know, just to know they call themselves the OGs, you know, and now I don't have any brothers, but anybody that I meet, you know, their friends are my brothers now. So, you know, we just look at how the community was, and where I'm at, you know, we have this thing called YMCA down here. And I see how, you know, the minorities do with their kids. There's a lot of things that they have in their churches that a lot of these Black churches are now developing. So we have a lot of stuff that I would say that the kids can get into, but I really believe that kids learn a lot even from the schools. You know, I can be in my house all day long and teaching them what not to do, but I promise you they learn more from the outside than they do from the inside. So you just have to be, you know, just very mindful of what your children are doing, their activities, be involved. I was that parent in college with my books, and my son was playing basketball. So my daughters were on the cheerleader team. And if anybody know me now, both of my girls, one of my daughters is graduating. She's a singer, but she's graduating this month on the 18th as a chef in plant-based. And then I have another daughter that's already a chef that's getting ready to graduate again in December. So I'm all about school, education, learning, keeping them entrepreneurship, you know, just keeping them, and just like I said, being that good example for other people that look at me that's going through stuff, and they may say, hey, let me talk to, you know, your mom or whatever. So I'm that voice for everybody. And that's what I look at as myself, that person that encourages you, that person that's going to empower you, even when I'm probably going through something and other people thinking like, oh, you got it all made, you know, this and that. But they don't know I go through a lot. And, you know, but I am who I am. And I feel that, you know, when I thought I was weak, that I'm really strong. And there's nothing that I can't do. And anything you can do, I can do better. And I can do anything better than you.
Okay. Right, Dr. Purpose.
Without the no, you can't. Okay. No, but you know, the thing is too, I like how each one of you guys' mission or each one of you guys' purpose coincides with each other. And though Tom said something, I was going to talk about the adults, and Dr. Purpose said you were talking about the children, but honestly, Dr. Purpose, it starts with the adults. If you listen to what you're saying, you said, this is what I do. This is what I do with my children, with this and that. You were the example. You are the example. So any way for us to change what's going on out here in the streets is we change ourselves. We are the problem. And I like the fact that Tom addresses the adults. So as the adults on the panel, and this goes for my crew too, what is it that you think we can do to talk to other adults or to tap into that part of the adults that have died? Because that's what it is. Everybody's in survival mode. Nobody can see a future outside of going to work and paying bills. And because you go to work and pay bills, your kids are there in your way. They're an annoyance because you're tired from work. What can we do? What can we say how can we make that spark happen within these adults to help them see the error of their ways? You know, it, for lack of a better word.
Right. So this, you know, I mean, you know, we used to be kids. You know, we used to be kids. We grew up, so we can't just think that, you know, our kids gonna listen to everything we did, everything we say, because we did not do that with our own parents. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to look back. When I was a kid, how was I? Just like Dr. Perkins said, she came up in a whole different environment. You know what I mean? Which is cool. So you see the outlet with her kids. You see it. You know what I mean? Now, for us to be able to get the other parents that, let's call it, like you say, napping of being parents, it's just like what we doing now. When you talk to your sister, or you talk to your cousin, you talk to your aunt, you talk to your niece, and they talking wild, you're supposed to stop them right there. Oh, what you talking about? No. And that's when you pull them up. You pull them up in a conversation of saying, look, we got to be positive. We got to think about what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? You out here doing all this, and people watching you. Young adults are watching you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we need somebody else to tell us something that we're doing that we're not actually thinking we doing wrong. You know what I mean? So just like chat rooms and all that kind of stuff, the information got to be given out at those times when you talking to grown-ups. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta cut you off there, Tom, and I want everybody on your crew to listen to this. To whoop ass or not to whoop ass? That is the real question.
Ass.
That's a very good question.
Okay. Now, and we most definitely gotta understand that we're in a time now that if you want to whoop ass, is a possibility that you can go to jail for child abuse. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility, right? And then at the same time, is that what we want to do? We want to abuse our kids. We want to raise our kids like we've been raised. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of things, you know, I look at as in beating my child is not really what I want to do. I don't want them to think that that's okay, because then they're going to beat their kids. You know what I mean? But if
pass it down.
Right.
Wrong way though, because sometimes beating a kid is not the option. Sometimes beating a kid,
it don't lead to nothing sometimes.
Be better. That's not going to make them be better, because when I was getting beaten, I couldn't stand my mother. I couldn't stand her. You know, I was like, this woman, you know, she crazy. She trying to kill me. Crazy. In the bed, you know, I'm afraid of her. So as I grew up, I was afraid to talk to her. I was afraid to share certain things with her because I may get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So we got to think about that. I ain't saying a kid shouldn't get, you know, popped or whatever when it's necessary. You know what I mean? But when I came up, man, I had doors thrown at me, you know, stenching cords. That was abuse.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you know what I mean? I end up when my kids was like 5 years old, you know, I end up going into the penitentiary. And I went in for a long time. So when I came out, they was like teenagers, almost grown. So I did not get a chance to put that on them, because that's what I would have did, because that's what was done to me. So I'm thinking, this is my mother, this is my father. They know what they doing. We got to think about that. So that's why they came out with the law about if you beat the kid, you can go to jail, because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's
if you leave a mark.
Yeah, mark or bruise or mark, bruise or
They found the shortcut.
Giving a child if they ain't gonna have a mark.
Right.
But you stop.
But I like what Tom said, because you know, we have to change the narrative. We have to change how we used to be. When I look back, you know, I do a lot of study, and I love what Molly do on the show. Maul, he teaches me so much, and what he teaches, I be want more and more and more. And the more I get, I realize, you know, this is a lot of things that came from our culture, our generation, came from ancestors, and I'm like, we don't want to repeat the patterns. I whip my children the way my parents whipped me. Well, my dad didn't do any whipping. But as I got older, and my children are now in their 20s, I don't have to whip them or anything, right? So there's nothing that I can do to them but to talk to them like they're grown and let them know, you know, this, and thus. but they're going to do what they want to do. But I talk to them one-on-one where they can call me and say, Mama, look, I need to talk to you about this guy. Or Mama, I need to talk to you about this. I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill or whatever. I love the relationship that I have with my children that I didn't have with my mom, kind of like Tom said. I was fearful of my mom. My mom taught me how to fear her. In my book that I wrote, I said that. I said, instead of my mom teaching me how to fear God, she taught me how to fear her. And so the whole thing was to teach me how to fear God, because maybe the things I did, I wouldn't have done. And so with the generation now, you can't treat them the same way because they're not afraid to tell us if we're wrong. The thing is that sometimes we want to say, okay, we know everything. And a lot of times these little kids be right. You know, we just don't want to be called out. And so it's good to listen to them, let them have an open dialogue where we're listening to what they have to say. And like me and my daughter say, allow them to express themselves, allow them to feel when they feel in a certain way, acknowledge their pain, acknowledge how they feel, that it's okay to feel this way. You know, hey, I acknowledge if I did this to you, you know what, I apologize. It wasn't the way, it came out probably the wrong way. And then when you do that, they learn how to trust you. And they learn how to build a relationship with you and a rapport with you where they can say, you know what, I can't come talk to my mom, even if it's about my dad or this boy didn't touch me or this and that kind of stuff. And they feel comfortable because I couldn't tell my mom when my cycle started. I couldn't tell her certain things that I wish I was able to tell her. And my dad is still living. He's almost 76 years old. And I can't talk to my dad even now. And it's really sad that I love my dad. And I thought that he was the best dad in the world. He was an awesome provider. But when I realized he really wasn't there for us. And that's the only reason why my brothers did get into the gang and all this kind of stuff, because they was looking for that love from my dad. And he felt like he was there. He was doing that because he was in the house. But he was in the house, but he wasn't involved. And I don't want to repeat the cycle. So it's time for us to start breaking cycles, because that's all it is. I'm the chosen one of the family, and I feel like I'm the one that is breaking curses and cycles that was already in my family from generations to generations. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very respectable. My mom came from a house of 13 siblings, but I'm not afraid to say, look, you know, I respect your opinion, but this is how I feel. This is what happened to me. And you can't hush me up, because I got to talk about what happened to me, because that stuff is tearing me up. It's driving me crazy. So I learned how to be very boisterous, say what I want to say, how I say it, but I do it in a respectful way. And that's how we have to get the youth.
Ooh, I tell you, Dr. Purpose, you always coming through with the stuff. I tell you that.
Yes, indeed.
We all want to thank you all, Janice, Dr. P,
We didn't
Molly
even get the whole.
Mall,
No, we ain't
Tom.
thinking nothing yet because Miss Janice ain't said her yet.
Oh, you're right. You did it first.
No, I got
I'm
this.
sorry.
Hell no, I got this.
Chill out.
Please.
Pump your brakes, minutes.
I didn't say what?
You didn't say your piece about to whoop ass or not to whoop ass.
She said whoop ass. You missed it.
But yeah, I did. But you know, I did. And when I disciplined my kids, mind you, I had my kids when I was my first child at 14, second at 15. So, and then I was locked up at 17. So I was in the streets running away. And I used to run away from home a lot because my mother used to whoop me so bad with switches, racetrack pieces, all that stuff, right? So I, in turn, because that's what I learned behavior, I was psychotic when I disciplined my kids. I didn't know no better when I started disciplining my kids. Mind you, I was a young mother. So when I had my older two and went into the military, you know, and got some and matured a lot, then I learned that you don't always have to discipline them that way. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a better way of disciplining my kids once I matured and grew up. But I only did what was done to me. I was psychotic. I mean, I can't even tell you some of the whoopers, man. They still laugh and talk about it now. But you know, that's what I knew. But when I look at my grandkids, I be like, ho, don't yell at them. What you doing? They be like, what? But you know, I'm like, no, it doesn't. Talk to them. And you can get them, but I need you to talk to them first and let them know why you're doing it. Because my mother used to be whooping and talking at the same time. How the hell you gonna hear something and you screaming trying to get away, right? So seriously, so I tell them, no, you can get them, but I need you to sit down and talk to them, because life gonna hand them streets and the world, the real world is gonna hand them some, you know what I'm saying, some learned life lessons. So but they don't whoop their kids. And I be like, are y'all serious? They be like, oh, I'm gonna send them over there with you. I'm like, no. You need to discipline your kids. So if I say stop, they're gonna stop. And they'll line up because they know I'm not gonna play with them. But their parents, they're my kids. You know, the way they discipline my grandkids, I be looking like, man, what the hell is this? The kids telling them their mind. I'm like, oh no. So for me, it's different because of how I was programmed, right? That you whoop them because you love them. How the hell you hurting me saying you love me? It don't even make sense.
Right. So now I got a question before you all go. This is just a yes or no question, so I'm gonna go down the line, yes or no. And this may seem funny, it may seem weird, but literally all day I've been having serious debates and discussions on this. Starting with you, Miss Janice. Do you or do you not put your ketchup in the refrigerator?
Yes.
All right, next person.
Yes.
Next person.
Ketchup over there, dog. You don't put no damn
Thank you. Next person, we got a rebel. Next one.
Just sitting on the TV.
That's all the thing.
He want radiation in his ketchup.
He different. He different.
Put it in the cabinet, man. You don't want
We do both.
So he don't like cold ketchup. He don't like
something hot and you put some cold on it. That's weird, man. Like put ice and hot tea.
All right, Mr. and Tom, what did you say, CEO?
I said yes. I put ketchup in the refrigerator.
That's 3 or 4, and
Hey, no, it was a social experiment. I'm not against either or. I have one bottle in the cabinet and one in the refrigerator. There's both.
One in the fridge, though.
So you can choose whether you want your gums to freeze or do you want regular. It's whatever.
First and foremost,
here we go.
Damn your subject. Hey, listen. I understand everybody has somewhere to be. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I had other topics. Tom, I had some things that you had said that I really wanted to address. Y'all are always welcome to come back. This has been dynamic. It's so different when you bring on another crew that actually does podcasting. It feels like home with y'all. So I really appreciate y'all. I digress.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. I
appreciate the invite.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you for the invite. You guys stay
Thank
safe.
y'all for
Where you guys
coming.
at?
Before you leave, where can they reach y'all at?
Janice.
You can reach me on Justified Janice Cook on Instagram and on Facebook.
They can reach me on TikTok, Dr. Purpose Karn. I think Facebook, Dr. Purpose or Ladera Karn, and on Instagram, Dr. Purpose.
Y'all can meet me at Congress Heights 2:00. Got the KDs for 20. Well, that's like man. Just hit me online, man. Marley Robinson. That's my Facebook. My IG's at Marley DC 202. Our IG, our team IG is at the Tom Mo Show Live all together. Appreciate if y'all followed. If y'all came over here from the Tom Mo Show and y'all watching the No Filter Show, please hit that like button. Make sure y'all follow.
Thank you.
It's a great show. I'm definitely gonna be in the comments. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jamal already said it, man. At the Tom Mo Show .com or whatever. Just look me up somehow. You know.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Rock. Before he finish, take a picture of me and him because that's my future right there. We look just damn near alike.
Wow, dang, y'all both got glasses and stuff.
When you live right, you gonna look good, man. You ain't no choice. You know, you ain't got to on you. You good. You know.
Tom Mo, you might be my father, bro.
No.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I've been looking for my child support for years, homie. Like, nah, bro. Nah, we on you. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Let's pose. Let's do a pose together. Let's do this. Let's do the old school pose. I think that's Daddy right there, y'all. I think that's Pops.
I got a stand out here, man. I ain't seen him.
Don't say he missed out. He's grown now.
What?
This was a setup. He's looking for child support.
Out of here, man. But we're gonna bring y'all on the show just like y'all did us, man.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. Let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
call you set a date, man. You know what
Let's
I mean?
get it.
And Blue, you know we love you, girl.
Always. Hi, Louisa.
All right, y'all, give it up for the Tom
Thank
Mo
y'all
Show,
so
man.
much.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
Mo
y'all.
Show,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Have a blessed day. Stay
You
safe.
too.
You too.
Yo,
Yeah.
they're dope. Super dope. I like
I
their
wanted to
purpose
pick
and I
their
like what they do.
brains more, bro. Like I wanted to go like the rest of the show. I was gonna pick their brains.
Oh,
I
they're
was
gonna
pick their
spin the
brains.
block. So look, to everybody that stayed tuning in, as you can see by my picture, this is the part where things go a little more left.
So about
So-
this ketchup.
No, we're done with ketchup. You're
Bruh,
welcome, Molly.
So,
man, I fucked
Hey,
his
bro,
whole
that-
name up when he first came on. What I call him?
what did you call him?
Call who?
How do you say his name? Molly?
Molly.
Molly.
I used to say
fucked his
Mally
whole
too.
name.
No, I used to say Mally
Yeah.
too. It's like Molly. So they call
Hey,
it
bro.
Molly Mall. Yeah.
I'm gonna say you are the most properest hood nigga I know when it comes to pronouncing words and names.
Bro, because I love people, bro.
No.
Nah, he
You love-
properly
love-
pronounced vowels.
Right.
There's asshole, and then there's you an asshole. Hey, young, like it's a whole difference. It's
Asshole.
HOLE, and then there's WHOLE. Like, bro, I be on some different shit, bro.
Nah,
I
see,
be
I'm
ready.
country. It's asshole. So it's
it's
H-O-E. No, it's an E because I'm calling you a hoe at the same
Oh,
time.
you call him a hoe? Oh, okay.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Bro, what the
Yeah.
fuck? That's so
What does
confusing,
that
bro.
even mean?
It sounds like a
You know what,
farmer
don't
is
answer that.
like, yeah, it sounds like a farmer is trying to like pimp bitches. Like, it's just the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. It's like,
Exactly his point. He gets it, bro. He gets it.
oh shit. Oh, quick, took a deep breath. Let's go, quick.
Speaking
Let's
of
go. My bad,
pimping,
bro.
psych. What you got to say, quick?
Okay, hold on.
I have nothing to say.
Since you want to talk about pimping, I have a question. If a pimp came to you and said, I will give you, look at these guys, $2,500 a night. You have to work for 7 days straight. But your clientele is of both sexes.
And your new name is Miss Cleo.
Wait a minute. What was the question? Because somehow I went out and came back in. What was the question?
If a pimp came to you and said he's going to pay you $2,500 a night, and your clientele is both sexes for 7 days, would you do it?
What's my hours?
Oh shit!
She worried about time, nigga.
Because
It's
I
a
got
night.
shit to do.
How many
Look at
hours
that
is in a night?
salary.
It's 8 hours a day, 8 hours. Well, no, it's not 8 hours a night.
So
My hours are from 9 to 5. Damn it! I don't
What-
work at
What time?
it's
Whole
whatever
hour?
else. Yeah, that's
whole hours are all day. All these
I'm
hoes
just
walking
saying.
through the street.
you can cancel anything else you had to do. They ain't paying that amount.
True.
What is the
But no, I'm
official
joking.
fucking hours of day and night? Like, when does night
The
happen?
the
Like,
night whole hours begin at
8 o'clock.
11:59.
How do you know
begins
that?
at 10 o'clock.
You
I know
what?
a couple of hoes. I had to run them a few of
I
them.
could have
I know a
sworn
few
like
little hoes.
like the 8 o'clock was the early.
You said
bird
you had to
special.
run a few of them.
Yeah, I had to run a few hoes before.
You was a pimp.
you
Oh
broke
snap! All right,
you
no, we got to
broke
talk
his
about this. No,
vagina?
we
Mind
ain't just
your
like
business,
that.
first of all.
So
The
hold on,
hours
Weezy.
begin at 10 o'clock. Okay.
You
And they
broke her
end
vagina?
at 4:30.
Oh, I got a new chap name, Phoenix the Pimp. There we go.
You
So that's
better
what we
not.
doing. Yeah, I'm putting it in.
Look, exactly, Molly. Exactly.
A pimp named Blue
By
Phoenix.
3
Hold on.
o'clock, they should be settling down.
Hold on,
They
Phoenix.
going to
Hold on,
eat,
Phoenix.
and then they go home. Yeah.
Hold on, Phoenix. First and foremost, I need somebody on this chat to look up what is officially day and night. Because this is the confusion right here. You've brokered pussy before? Like, you've helped women sell ass.
Her pimp name was Bluefinger.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah, that's the new
What
chat
do you-
name
No,
right
I
there.
did not. I did not. I
Ooh,
know.
okay, Mo.
I've been behind the scenes when this thing happened.
So you were the accountant.
So
I was the suggestant. I was the consultant.
Oh, so
How
you
do
was
you
the
know the quality of the
consultant.
pussy without hitting it? You can't sell pussy and you don't know how it feel. Where the pussy at? How the pussy feel? How do you know they gonna please the clients? But yeah, we'll get back to that. Hey, Rock, you had something to say.
it says nighttime hours are between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. So you mean to tell me them times that I done got home early in the wee hours of the morning, I was still getting in trouble when I still could have said I came in last night? Oh, that's bullshit.
No, because you came in the middle of the night. That's different because that's still technically morning.
It was the night.
It was
God damn.
dusk.
yeah.
It was dawn. It was dawn.
So you mean to tell me instead of the pimp offering you a job, you filling out a resume to be an associate on the back
Excuse me,
end?
I would be the pimp's consultant. You hear what I'm saying?
But what does the pussy feel like to you? Because the only way you can suggest good pussy is if you tried the pussy. You
Well, I
can't
didn't.
suggest
I
ass.
didn't try to pudding pop.
Women
Yeah.
cannot suggest ass that they ain't never tried.
So
before.
does the
How
pimp
can a
maybe,
ma- but how,
but
then
maybe
how
the
is there a
pimp,
madam then? How are they madams?
How you know
they're
how
not
magical
testing
the
the
ass
pussy.
is?
they
How
take
do- how you know how
educated
magical the
guesses.
ass is?
Does any woman know how good somebody's pussy is? No, they just send them out there and figure it out, and then you come back with the money and we figure that
Well,
out.
wait a minute.
Okay,
wait
well
a minute.
apparently you
There's,
don't make this much, so we're not
wait,
gonna send you over here.
listen,
We're gonna send you
listen.
over here with the sugar daddies, and then we're
What?
not gonna send her here. We're gonna send him here because apparently you bring in more money, and then I
Wait
want
a
you to wear
minute.
this, and you're gonna wear this and do
Wait
this,
a
and then we're
minute,
gonna take this
Phoenix.
picture and put you on. Backstage was it.
Wait a
Why you
minute.
ain't
Phoenix.
why you
Hold
ain't
on.
say none of this when the psychology was on here?
Hold on. Wait a minute, Phoenix. You mean
What?
to tell me the doctors?
I'm playing, y'all.
Psychologist, I
didn't do
mean.
that.
Yeah, you
Hold on.
did.
Wait a minute.
Anyways,
Wait a minute.
No,
You
I
can-
did not. I just know people who did. I
You
was
know pussy. Say
around.
say it. You know pussy.
I know mine. I don't know theirs.
Hold on. Wait.
I
Look.
was around when people were doing what they were doing. Okay. I am the one who was like, I don't think you should do this, but if you do, okay.
just know this does not change the fact that you have a new chat name.
So look, I got a question. You mean to tell me a doctor can tell you if the pussy is good or not?
The doctor
But
can't
can't-
tell you if the pussy good.
Hey,
He can
look,
go in there and
hold
tell
on.
you if it's healthy. He
that's
can't
what I
tell you if it's
mean.
good.
Ain't that good? Because unhealthy pussy definitely ain't
Unhealthy pussy can feel good, Rock.
good. But it
Why
ain't
you think
good.
all these disease going on around?
But it still ain't good.
It ain't good medically, but it's good sexually.
It
Come
still
on.
falls. Wait a minute. But it still falls under the category is good.
Who know?
Right?
Yeah, because it's
So you mean to tell me you
What did the
you mean
blink
to tell-
mean just now?
you know
She
what it
not
meant,
safe.
Mo. God damn it.
She's not safe. That's what it means. Is somebody trying to hurt you?
No. The thing, okay, so medically, if you even medically, without medically, men look at a coochie. What you gonna see? Coochie. Are you gonna see anything outside of coochie?
No, but you
No. So a
No.
doctor can't do anything but go in there and take swabs and send it in for testing to see if it's medically good as far as
well
yeast,
look.
bacteria, infection. But out on the streets, if you get on a dick, the dick gonna tell you if it's good. That's it.
I thought we was talking about the pimps doing pre-inspections. I was going to say because I got a flashlight and
You
Them
can
fucking
look.
gynecologists.
You
Them
can
fucking
look.
gynecologists they miss their calling.
Don't
They
look at
miss
your
their fucking calling. They need to be street pimps. Because
feelings.
that's who I'm trusting. I'm
pretty
trusting
sure they
gynecologists.
work. It's a lot of gynecologists that have worked with pimps overnight. They go and bring their women in, get them checked out, get them treated. It's a lot of that stuff. Just like dentists have worked with gangsters and stuff for their teeth. It's doctors that work underground.
Underground Wheezy.
Whatever you do, don't look at your chat name.
underground fucking is everybody
I'm not
in the audience still
underground.
surprised that she went for a fucking love healing class and she's talking
No, no,
about
no.
selling ass on the
Hold
side?
on. I didn't
That's how
sell
you
any
fooling
ass.
them.
I'm not fooling anybody. First and
She's a
foremost,
consultant.
everybody has a past, okay? Just because you don't know my full past, which I didn't do anything in that aspect, I was there to make sure they were safe, okay? And they asked me questions. Therefore, I was a consultant. Thank you very much. The fact of the matter is, I no longer participate in consulting these types of things.
Oh, your light skin ass was Tinder before Tinder existed. You was the motherfucking one. They
No.
swipe
So she
left
was
and
the
right.
No.
So she worked in the background, bruh. Background blue.
Oh, good.
Background. Hey, that's another one. Background blue.
I keep telling y'all, I know people. I know things. I just don't participate, nor do I put it out there because why? It's nobody's business, right? What I do is my business, and who I do it with is my business, and that's all who don't know what I do. That's all I know.
Weezy out here probably a part-time. She probably, since you out the pimp game, you probably sell beef jerky on the side now. You probably be like, it's the most tenderest shit that I've ever not tasted. That's how the fuck you sound right now. It's the most tenderest shit that I've ever not eaten.
So, ladies and gentlemen, anytime you see Phoenix
I was
Street,
not in the pimp game, goddammit.
Maisie, you better address her by
I
her
wasn't
proper
a
alias.
madam.
Background Bluefinger. That's her name.
Janice, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
Background Bluefinger. Bluefinger, a pimp named Bluefinger.
I was not in the game.
So this was one hell of a question, right? So to the fellas, would you actually allow a madam to sell your dingaling, like, you know, for the KD, like, you know?
That's a good.
Do they have? Does she offer good benefits?
Of course we would.
Hoeing don't.
Wait a minute. Who's we? I don't know if I would trust.
Women,
I don't know. I'm about to. I said. Well, shoot. You said as if you was the man.
Billy Blue. Oh my God.
No. Who did?
Slicky.
Hey, that's that's lit.
Billy Weave. No, but the thing is, I think if you had a woman pimp, you would make more money.
Well,
that was my mother. That was my mother, but I was fucking for free. See, in the South, they pass you off to they free.
Yeah, to the older.
That's initiation. That's just they want to make sure you was good. Like back in the 80s, y'all. I'm sorry, I hate to say this. My mother was not wrong.
Yeah,
she was wrong. It wasn't that bad, but
she was wrong.
Okay, but at the same time, I was grown at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Was the friends fine?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like, but I wish I got paid for. What did she get paid for?
She probably did. She just ain't. Your cut was just booking fees.
So it was fees to make sure he had the energy.
It was booking fees. She had to book your. It was booking fees, bro. She had to pay that off. You know, she taxed you for them booking fees. You had to book your clients and all that stuff. That costs sometimes.
Nah, nigga, Roach. She did it for crack, nigga. She did it for crack.
She gave you a sandwich. Eat this, drink this water.
The oodle noodles was the best. It was the best oodle noodles I ever had in my life.
She didn't even give you no oodles, and she couldn't even give you no hamburger helper. She gave you oodles and
noodles into hamburger helper.
I know, but she didn't give them the ingredients. You can only work with what you get.
Hey, so Rob, would you allow a woman to broker your Johnson?
No, let me tell you why. I'm too much of a
your binky.
my schmeckle. Nah, I'm too much of a businessman for that. If I know that I'm splitting the cost for me using my dick and I got to break bread with you, I can keep all this money fuck for myself.
First and foremost, let me tell you how that would work. Okay, let me tell you how it would work. Did y'all ever see She Hate Me?
Nope.
There would be a finder's fee. You would get a good amount, but not me. Whoever would be
Now you meant what you said. You meant what you said, Bluefinger.
Whoever would be your person would have a fee in there, and you would get the bulk of it because you are doing bulk of the work. There's always a finder's fee. There's always a consultant fee.
Wait a minute. No, Reese, not a Schnapple. Schmeckle.
By the way, shout out to Kevin Dupree. I like the little plug you did, bro. Shout out to the plug. Yeah.
Playerism.
You know what pimping is.
Yeah, facts.
I know. My bad. I know the song.
Yes, sir.
And also, let me clear my name because I did not do that.
You know what? We're not about to have this line on the show. Like
you are not
we
about to do the Bill
know.
Clinton.
Right. We know Reese. The cat's out the bag, damn it.
I did not force them women to have sex.
See, she couldn't even say it. Look at her. She said, God damn it.
No, for real, I did. I didn't. I swear I didn't. I really didn't. I just so happened to be around a lot of people that do a lot of things, and I was there. That's all.
So how much money did you make?
I didn't get any money.
Weezy, we know you are just saying what was in that non-disclosure.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, got her. He's like,
I did not.
We
do
know
a
the truth.
Disclosure.
You already breached contract.
No. Let me be honest. No, I did not get paid for anything because I didn't do anything to get paid. All I did was make sure that they were safe, that they did what they were going to do because they knew they were going to do it, whether I told them not to do it. You know, I always told them not to. You don't have to do it.
So you were security.
But no, I wasn't security. No, I just always knew where they were going. I knew who they were meeting up with. I knew all this other stuff because I want to make sure they were okay. And if I got the call that something's going on, oh God, that is pimp like. Oh,
there you go. Yep. Background Blue is in the building, folks. Background Blue is in the building. We got her.
Oh my God.
She was pimping for free.
No, it's not. No, because with how women do, whenever we go out on a date or we go with somebody, we always send the location, the person's name, where we're going, we send a picture and all that stuff. So it was like the same thing. So I didn't even. Oh my God. Yeah, we do that. We do.
Y'all send the socials too? What the fuck? 3
No,
references?
you know why? Because if you're going with somebody by yourself on the first, y'all never been together, you don't know. Yes, I'm going to know who you are, and I'm going to send you a picture, and I'm going to send the address where we at. Because if something go awry, you know who I was with last. That's what we do. But that's what you should do.
I'm glad I ain't got that.
Very upsetting. This is very fucking upsetting. I would rather talk about cold ketchup and French fries than hear you talk this blasphemy right now.
It's not blasphemy because I did not participate in any of these things.
Ain't nobody worried about you participating, nigga.
No, I'm not talking about me physically.
If you brokered ass, you
I did not broker ass.
We too light skinned for this shit.
I did not.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Go get him.
Sir, I've known you for some years now. We done said some shit. Don't play with me.
How much ass have you sold, Weezy?
I have not
black
sold
market?
anything.
Black market ass. How much have you?
I have not sold anything.
Did you bet on black or red, motherfucker? Like, no.
Always bet on black, baby. Always bet on black. Anyway, no.
You need to start
for real though. No,
you need to start playing
like that. What happened was, I'm not gonna put the girls' names out there. These girls were friends of my sisters.
Okay.
And they were already out there doing this stuff. And I was like, y'all too young for this shit. Y'all ain't got to do this shit. But it was stuff going on at home. Their mother wasn't right. Their father wasn't right. Whoever they was living with. And I'm like, y'all do not have to do this. But they were already doing it. So I'm like, if you're going to do this, you need to use protection. You need to go to the doctor. You need to do this. You should not go here. Who you beating up and why? Let me see. Let me read where they're at. No, don't go here because this ain't right. It's just stuff like that. It wasn't me pimping them out. It was just me trying to make sure they were okay. That's not me pimping them out.
But anyway, hey, fuck all that. Fuck all that. This is the reason why we don't trust women now. So there was a 22-year-old posing and posturing as a goddamn high school basketball player / coach.
Wow.
Oh, I saw that.
How the fuck did she sub in and out?
Bro, she was dogging shit. She looked like LeBron out that bitch.
She was blocking shots and everything up.
That just shows you like the level of maturity when your brain develops, how stupid kids are from 21 to like, you know what I'm saying? From like, the 22
teenage years to whatever.
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, the middle school, it was wild. You should have saw it. And some of those girls were kind of tall. She was just a teeny bit taller than them, but that was not no 12, 13-year-old girl.
She was balling like goddamn Ja Morant. She was damn near dunking on him. I've never seen a woman go for so many rebounds before. Yeah, that's crazy. Y'all just don't have it. It's no.
Yeah, she was supposed to be the assistant coach, and she
Bro, she
suited
like,
up. She
you
suited.
know what happened? You know what happened? They was like, look, we know you love coaching this team, but if you lose one more time, you're done. She went home.
Basically,
She
went
poured
along
her a
around.
glass of wine and said, what can I do? She turned on
Oh,
Joanna Man. Hold on, look. She turned on Joanna Man and was like, I got it. Bro, next thing you know, she started five,
Look,
baby.
she's too young to know anything about some damn Joanna Man. But she took the place of one of the students that were playing either out of state or overseas or something like that. She was, and that was crazy. She said
How do y'all
the coach got fired.
But would you do it? If you had your
Bruh.
job on the line, would you do it?
But could you imagine if me or you going out there with some kids acting, bro?
Y'all gonna be done hurt them kids. Hurt them.
Bro,
I'm going out there with mama mentality, bro. I'm about to dog everybody out there.
Hold on. I will say this. I remember back in middle school where they had the staff versus student basketball games.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't let up on them students at all. Like the gym teacher had a vendetta all year long. He was breaking ankles left and right on them
baseball
kids. Everybody was catching it.
Look, I don't know.
Reese said they still lost.
I don't know what school you went to, but at middle school I went to James Madison and everybody balled. You know what I'm saying? Them teachers ain't getting shit over there. They was getting their ass ran up and down the court and shit. When we went to Suitland and they tried that shit, oh my God.
I'm just saying, and the thing is, the kids could ball. It's just they had staff who could ball too, pretty dang good.
Yeah, that's how it was in Jackson.
This shit is
And
crazy.
Thurgood.
So speaking of the ladies and Joanna, man, you had a valid point right there. This is the perfect segue to the next subject. Because I know damn well who I'm voting for in 2024, y'all. All right. Let's go around the room and ask who we're voting for in 2024. Just do y'all have any candidates that y'all are looking at right now?
No, yeah, I'm voting for whoever's best for the job.
Okay.
Well,
Rock.
I'm gonna do what I did last year, and I'm gonna write in Tell them Rock and GMO again.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm voting for y'all. So
yeah, I think we're gonna be write-ins. But my competition is very strong. But shout outs to everybody that is part of the LGBTQ transgender community. This is crazy, and this is probably going to be upsetting to that community right now. It says that Trump promises to eliminate all transgender procedures if reelected. Also promises to crack down on doctors who approve surgeries on vulnerable patients. And see, this is when I want Dr. P here. I want all the psychologists here. You know, people that went to school for it, because this is major shit. You dig what I'm saying?
But you know what? That's good though. That is actually good.
Oh, please do tell.
That's good, because especially the vulnerable patient part. A lot of these people have surgeries because in this moment, or they being influenced by what's going on in the world, blah, blah, blah. You're taking your genitals and changing your genitals. You're changing yourself. You're cutting your breasts off. If you're a woman, you're cutting your balls and your penis off and turning it into a vagina. And a lot of people regret having those surgeries. And you cannot reverse it. You can't reverse it. So I agree. They should stop these surgeries. And they should make them do therapy, and they should make them do therapy, and they should make them do therapy until they figure out if this is exactly what they want, and then they still should not do it. And if they want to do it, they got to pay out of pocket.
I think this is key that he also stated, and Reese was very right about what she said. It's not necessarily, it is for children, right? But the key word here, what he mentioned in his statement, was that the youth in the U.S., and he said that he'd go after the hospitals and healthcare providers who have offered gender-affirming care in the past. So he's going to go back.
Oh, wow.
And get their ass.
Retro. Okay.
Right. And the way that he stated it, and I quote, he said, have unforgivably, everybody, perform these procedures on minor children, which he also stated was considered to be mutilation. How do y'all feel about that statement?
I agree.
Say it again.
Anybody? He was stating that he's going to go after the surgeons that have done it unforgivably in the past just because they were after money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he also stated that it feels like it's mutilation to the body. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, it's touchy because as a person, you dig what I'm saying? I believe everybody has the right to make the decisions on dealing with their body. You feel me? Regardless if I agree with it or not. You dig what I'm saying? I see where he's going and what he's trying to do, but it's who's to say that, you know, making a choice like that is not going to cause an uproar, because you think like you're taking away, comparing it to you're taking away a person's ability to change their sex, but you feel me, it's okay to go and get plastic surgery on your face and get BBL. So you know what I'm saying? Like if you look, thank you. If you look at it where everybody has their own choice to their body, you feel me? It's just like wrong.
Yeah, but when it comes to children who have not mentally developed enough to decide if they want their genitals cut off, and their parents are making a decision for them because they have an idea of what they want to be, or they have a feeling, I totally agree with him. And instead of going out to hospitals, he should go after the parents.
So I'm with you on that. I think it should be kind of like a age regulated surgery, and I'm not a part of that community, and I respect that community. I'm walking a fine line, you feel me? But I'm gonna speak honestly, you feel me? I think it can't be done until after a certain age.
Yeah, after a certain age, after you're done developing, after you have the understanding as to what this process is going to take, what is it going to do to your body, what is it going to do to your mind, how you're going to change. You're basically a mutant, or you're mutating, because you got to do hormones. You gotta adjust. You got to start doing things. You're going from a woman to a man, and you're going from a man to a woman. These are not normal transitions. This is a whole flip. This is not something that should be taken in vain. And what angers me about this is some parents start their children on hormones when they're like 5, 6. What little girl didn't want to be a boy? There are plenty of little girls who saw a little boy pee-pee, thought it was cool that he got to pee outside because you got to go sit on the toilet, and wanted to pee-pee. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
I've never heard that from a woman, but that is what y'all felt like the whole time, like to see her standing up and peeing freely.
I was a tomboy. I always was outside. I couldn't pee outside. That was a problem for me.
If there was a group of women that you had pimped and they all looked at men peeing standing up, would you say that a majority of them are jealous of the fact that we can pee upright?
No. What I'm saying is little kids see other kids doing things and they don't understand the sex part of it. How come she gets to do that and I can't? How come he gets to do that and I can't? Well, if I was a boy, I could. If I was a girl, I could. These are thoughts that happen to children. So what makes you think because these thoughts are coming up that you should say, hey, you want to be a little girl? Oh, you want to be a little boy? Take these pills, get these injections. It's going to hurt a little bit, but you're going to start changing. They start dressing. Like, I don't understand what part of a parent's mind would possess you to think that that is okay. That's just like castration that we didn't have any choice in the matter of doing. You're castrating your children.
May I interject?
Willingly, yes.
I gotta listen quick.
So
go to you quick.
So for one, you asked what would possess a parent that. Now I forgot which parent this was. I don't know if it was celebrity or what, but now there are some cases in some scenarios where parents do that to their children because originally they wanted a child of the other sex. Ooh. So I've seen a situation where this woman dressed her son up like a girl because originally she wanted a girl.
what you call it? What's that
Is
woman
that
name? The
considered
white actress.
Munchausen? Is that considered Munchausen disease or some shit like that? What is that?
I'm
What
not sure what
category
it
does
is.
that fall?
But you know who I'm talking about though.
I know
So
exactly
I
who you
saw
talking about.
Madonna
so
with her
that's
bitch
the
ass.
that's a situation. So that's a situation. That's a situation that can occur too, and that's not the only one. I've actually studied many of situations that were like that. So that could be the case.
Yeah, that could be the case. And again, like I said, it's a parent. The parent is forcing what they want or what they believe on the child. It's the parent.
So I have to pose this question to Quick. As a graduate of psychology and everything, you know, your accolades and all the studies that you've done, right? Why don't you think that parents don't actually allow kids to go to a psychologist first before they make these decisions?
Good question.
That is a very good question. Now, it's not so much of allowing because both sides have to want that. You know, a parent may want their child to go see one. It's whether if the child feels they need it, or even if a child wants to go see one. I mean, it's all in whether that parent would want them to, or if they feel like it's something that they can fix if on their own with drastic measures they feel like they can take. So for real, that solely depends on the communication between that parent and that child, and sometimes depending on the parent, even the child, some of those conversations aren't the most proactive or the most productive. But it really depends. It depends.
You know, I think that the reason why they don't go to see psychologists, and this kind of spins the block on what we were talking about before, is because we're just really learning about mental health. And with that being said, people are getting comfortable with talking to people. You feel me? To going to therapy. You know what I'm saying? To get those mental evaluations. So now it's starting to become I don't want to say a safe place, but an option. You know what I'm saying? So before that, you know, and if you really look at the upbringings, you feel me? Either you see parents beating the hell out of their kids, you feel me? Or shunning them, isolating them from the family, treating them like outcasts. You know, you've seen that a lot. You've seen it growing up in people's households. Hell, you even see it in the movies. You know, so I think now we're getting to a point where that it's an option. You know, it's just that people are not used to that option. You know, it's kind of like the example where they put a whole bunch of fleas inside of a jar, and at first the fleas would jump up and jump out, but after 24 hours of putting that top on the fleas, you feel me? The fleas noticed that it was a different level, so they knew how high to jump before they hit the top. After that, they took the top off, and the fleas would no longer jump outside of that bottle because they knew what that ceiling was. They weren't used to being free again, that option of jumping out. So I think once you're conditioned a certain way, it's hard to be open to other options. That's just like a person that grows up having it hard and having to struggle and having to work hard for every single thing they get. They literally got to get it out the mud. Those people aren't open and receptive to when they can get a helping hand. When they have people around to help them, it's hard for them to say, hey, I need help, because they're not used to it. Go ahead.
I brought back up Reese's comment because this is a dope ass point. This is when like checks and balances come in. And then I got a question for you, Quick. But I want y'all to elaborate on this and expound on this. They are supposed to have you go to a psychologist before you have barometric surgery or weight loss surgery, correct? Gender and as she said, gender reassignment is very drastic. This is different now. Even when you're dealing with the hormonal levels, the like even hormonally, We've seen the changes in kids just from soy milk. We've seen these things. We've heard these titles, soy boys, things like that, right? What do y'all think about the fact that they don't let people go to psychologists when it comes to things like
make it mandatory?
Mandatory.
It's so funny that she put that up because I was going to say something about that, and back to why people don't take their children to the psychologist or psychiatrist. If they take them to the psychologist and psychiatrist, then they're going to be questioned because your children are coming after whatever you taught them or whatever you told them. So of course they're going to have to question you. So now that mirror goes up in your face. And to your point, Rock, yes, mental health is just really getting the light shined on it like it should. But the fact of the matter is the transitional part of these of life. The transitional part of men going to women and women going to men is just really coming out. That wasn't something that happened often. Men would dress up as women or women would dress up as men, but they wouldn't have surgery. So you can't sit here and tell me that because the mental health aspect is just getting the attention that it needs to get, that people did not know that you need to take your child to therapy or you should go seek therapy if your child is asking to have their genitals changed.
No. I think you misunderstood my point. My point.
No, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is the parents don't take them because they don't want to take them.
No,
because then they will be questioned.
It's not. I think it's a little deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? I think people are ashamed. You feel me? Parents are ashamed because.
So if you're ashamed, but you're going to continue to push your child to go ahead and do it, where's the shame at?
No. I'm just saying like the option of the psychology, because off bucks, you can't say a parent just agrees. You feel me? You know, it's kind of like, and I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? But you ever had that hard conversation with your child where you just had to tell your child no, and it was disappointing? You know, when you were venting how you were feeling about something that they did, and you realized that you kind of had to change up because you seen what it was doing to them. You feel me? I think that part plays a lot into it, where people just want to be supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not supporting the right. You know what? I can't say it's not supporting the right way, because if you feel like that's the way you support your child live their life, I can't judge that. I just know that I'm not pushing for sex changes in my house until you're grown. You dig what I'm saying? It's an age in that shit.
Yeah, and I understand the fact of support. Support is one thing. Support is, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I love you no matter what you choose. You're a child. Let me put it like this. My daughter told me, she will be 14 this year. She told me at 11, 12 that she thinks she's gay. She told me she was gay. I said, oh, how do you know that? Well, I like girls. This is never blah. I said, well, sweetheart, most girls like looking at girls. No, she liked looking at girls. I said, well, most girls like looking at girls. And so she said, well, I said, have you had a sexual experience with a girl yet? She said, no. I said, then how about we worry about school and focus on the things that we need to do? And then as you get a little bit older and you want to explore that, you can do that. But you cannot say you're gay and you never had the experience. You may have attraction, which is a natural thing, but that does not mean you're gay. You just have an attraction. I said, we're going to focus on school. We're going to focus on learning. We're going to focus on playing. We're going to focus on all this other stuff. And then when you get of age where you can focus on that part of yourself, then we can come back. You have to have this. These are things that a parent is supposed to do. You can support your children. You can love your children. But when it crosses over to physically changing, physically going in and altering the natural hormones that you have, that is a problem. That is strictly and solely on the parent. Because you can tell your kids not to go in that fucking refrigerator and touch my goddamn food, but you're going to tell your kids that you can't go get that fucking surgery or take the damn medicine. Don't play with me. It is clearly on the parents. You don't have to manipulate your children to tell them that they cannot do it, but you do have to sit there and guide them and lead them and teach them. If you want to do it when you get grown, fine. I'm here for you. You will always be my child. I will always love you. But as a child, you're going to be a child. and we not doing this shit. And we also going to go to therapy and see what's going on. Just like Rishi said, she was in therapy. Her mother, when they asked to talk to her, took her out. Parents don't want to be accountable for what they do and what they teach their children. You can support your kids, but not let them do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's on the parents.
I want to direct this question towards Quick before we close out. With that responsibility that Trump is trying to place on psychiatric evaluation, would any psychiatrist be willing to go through this onslaught of the responsibilities of trying to either change the mind of a kid? Because everybody's going to have their natural biases as human beings, right? How would that weigh on you having that responsibility as a paid psychiatrist to a family?
Well, one thing that I have to, that I believe, and I have this gripe in this field, and I can say this because I've studied this field of study, have a degree in it, and so there are lots of, and firstly, because we're throwing the word psychiatrist and psychologist around, they're two different things. The psychiatrist has the ability to prescribe medication. A psychologist does not. So let's make sure that's clear.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good. So
they end up seeing both.
Yeah. So as far as psychiatrists, let's just go with them. I personally feel they don't take all the steps necessary in order to get to the root of an issue. I'm not saying all of them, but I have a friend who sees both a therapist and a psychiatrist, and she talks to me about a whole lot of things. And I was talking to her about her triggers, and literally I have long conversations with her, and we break things down, and I get to what really triggers her. And I say, have you spoken to your therapist about this? Said she didn't. I was like, I suggest you bring that up. And because I think if you guys tackle that, that's gonna be one thing that's gonna help level everything out once you solve that issue. Comes back to me, says her therapist says that she disagrees with me, and says that, and tells her, and said that she told her that she should be more grateful. Her situation could be worse. I'm like, what? Really? And then she says she speaks to her psychiatrist about it, and there's not really much he's doing because he always wants to prescribe her something. So this is the issue I have. It seems like a lot of folks are trying to cut corners instead of having a actual conversation. And just to start with psychiatry first, they jump quick to pump you full of drugs to cloud you instead of actually finding a solution to the problem. Granted, that's what their bread. That's what their bread and butter is. Let me dish you out these drugs. That's where I get paid. But like, for real, nothing really gets solved when you go to some of these people. And that's what really frustrates me about the field, because granted, had those people literally did what I done and had a conversation to get to these points, and granted, a lot of her issues are very easy to tackle. They're easy to find the root of, but they are not putting in the time. They're not putting in the time.
They are.
They just do enough, or what they just do enough to get their check. They don't do enough to solve a person's issue.
Is that driven off of the money and the time schedules and working underneath an umbrella of a company, or is that something like, would you suggest that, I'll wait till he comes back, would you suggest that he not here, he just fell off, so I don't know if I should ask the question just yet.
Well, I think a lot of people, to go to your first question, I think a lot of psychologists and stuff may not even take children if they are held accountable for what happens when they get there. They may turn them away if they are coming in for therapy or try to prepare for transition. They may not take them. If the doctors are held accountable, there are a lot of doctors or hospitals that are being held accountable for things, and they will not see certain patients because of that.
I guess the powers that be didn't want me to answer that question, but ask it again, please.
No. Do you feel like it's a money grab more so because of you're falling underneath an umbrella of a company and a management? You know what I'm saying? Instead of it going off on your own and actually taking serious time with your patients. Do you feel like it's
Well, I feel like that shouldn't be a factor. At the end of the day, these folks paid their money to come to you for help. When you're locked in that room with that person, it's you and them. It's you and them, and you have a job to do, which is to give them a therapeutic sense of relief. And if you're not doing your job, then you're just not doing your job. That company has nothing to do when it's just you and that person talking at all. And for real, that's all they really need. They need that conversation. You know how much is solved with the conversation? I feel like I solved more talking to my friend than she did with both her therapist and that psychiatrist. Now, and that's, like I said, that's one thing about that industry that frustrates me, because I feel there are people in there who are not psychologically qualified themselves.
Shoot, they need doctors. All doctors need a doctor. And the thing is, do psychologists and psychiatrists have to take the same oath as a medical doctor? So first,
I'm not sure.
They have to take that oath as well.
Well, that I'm not sure of if there's any differences or similarities.
Mm-hmm.
I do know, because I do know there's even when you go into this type of, because it's a different type of study. So I'm sure there is an oath that you have to take when you actually get into that field, or there's some type of agreement you take to do your job and so on and so forth. But as we all know, there's crookeds everywhere. So no matter if you take an oath or not. So that's just something that I have been observing lately. And that's and it's not helping that negative mystique that surrounds seeking help for mental illness and so on and so forth. Because there's a lot of times where some people go to there's situations where people do go seek help and they don't get it because of the people they're assigned to. So it's a waste to them, which is the issue.
Mm-hmm. And Reese said it too. I had to take the Hippocratic Oath myself, and I was only doing medical assistance and phlebotomy. So I know for a fact that somebody who's working with the mind.
Oh yeah, they take an oath. I just don't know if it's it's all the same oath.
With that, they have to.
I don't know if I'm not sure if it's word for word all the same, or I'm not sure if the difference is. But I do know that there is an oath or agreement that they take. But like I said, there are legitimately ones out there who shouldn't have that authority or shouldn't have that job.
You the truth.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give shout outs to the TMS show for coming on, because this also goes back to our earlier conversation of to whoop ass and not to whoop ass, right? We talked about the conversations that we don't have with our children. I think that this is partly key to the reason why we have to rely on individuals outside of our fold, outside of our bloodline, because we don't listen enough. We don't listen enough. I think that personally, this is just my thoughts, that a lot of us can sway, persuade. We have powers within, our family bonds. Okay. I think that is the actual real psychiatrist going to grandma, mama, you know what I'm saying, Gigi, whatever you want to call them, and being readily available to talk to kids and actually have that true life conversation until they develop their prefrontal cortex, as they like to say it. I'm pretty sure in psychology, they say this. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know exactly who you're dealing with. Some people deal with adolescents. Some people deal with, you know what I'm saying, middle schoolers, you know what I'm saying, to pre-adulthood, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? I think that the fact that we aren't having these general conversations, or we're freaking out and whooping the sin out of your ass, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you breed violence within them when they're questioning themselves and their bodies are going through the changes. I think that instead of kids going to psychologists, parents need to go fucking more. And we need to be taught the ways of a psychologist, which it's a money grab at that point, because we're not, you take an oath, everybody takes an oath. You're not allowed to give us medical guidance in order to train at home. They are supposed to come to you. But I really feel like that we really have to have these deeper conversations and teach kids more patience and just have an opening of our hearts and our ears. You dig what I'm saying? I digress, y'all. My bad. I'm preaching.
No, but it's true. This is like Reese was saying, you would be able to get Rock and Quick could get through the tide if she needed you guys to get through to him. She might be able to get through to your kids, Rock, or my kids, or eventually your kids, Quick, and that's how it works. You can't see what's in front of you. You don't want to hear because you're used to that voice. So somebody on the outside can come in and say the very same thing that you said, and they will be heard. That's how it works. That's why you need that community. That's why you need a good surrounding with your family, because we can't always hear those in front of us.
That's dope, man. This has been a dope ass conversation. Brock, you got to go for it, man. It's your job, baby.
So this is the end of the No Filter Show. It's like, I was just actually sitting back, really zoning and vibing, man. Like this show went up, down, up, middle, sideways, pause. You know what I'm saying? So we will go ahead and say Quick.
You know the vibes, K Quick, BBF. We out here, and if you put hot sauce in the freezer, leave me alone.
And of course, this is your man GIMO, aka non-GMO. And next week, aka Wednesday, it will be Both Sides of the Coin, where we will dissect man, woman, funny topics at the same time, man. It's only an hour. Make sure y'all check in, man. Y'all check in. I really appreciate everybody. Shout outs to the TMS show. Really enjoyed everybody's perspective. I really could have picked y'all brains this whole goddamn show, but y'all lucky. Y'all fucking lucky, and I love y'all. I really appreciate y'all. I'm out of here.
Hey, it was a great show. Thank you so much. And Reese said that she loves all of us, y'all. See, I love the Reese.
Love y'all too.
But I am the Blue Phoenix. I really appreciate everything that transpired today. The Tom Mo show, I knew it was going to be a great show because their shows are pretty great. And so I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story with us and allowing us to listen. I also thank everybody who came from the Tom Mo show, their following, and our group of people that was here. Yeah, I'm gonna be on there, Reese. And I think my gentlemen here who tend to deal with parts of me that they didn't know, apparently, then it's a problem. But they accept me. They accept me for who I am.
This nigga's a
Blue finger.
And they love me regardless. But you can catch me, like Mo said, next Wednesday on Both Sides of the Coin at 8 o'clock. But at 7, I'll be on Herspiration Happy Hour. And that Thursday, every Thursday at 8:30 with these wonderful people here.
Quick suggestion, Blue Phoenix. Where can they catch that Herspiration Happy Hour? Because I do try to check y'all out, and I cannot find y'all for the life of me. Where can we find you?
Herspiration Happy Hour on Facebook, on YouTube. Herspiration Happy Hour. HERSPIRATION HAPPYHOUR.
MISSISSIPPI.
She barely had a lisp on that one. This is crazy.
When I spell, I take my time.
I see it came back when I spell. It came right back.
I'm not.
Hey, Rock.
Yeah,
what we got going on, man? Hey, look, hold up. We got a movie coming up. What it do?
Hey, look. So we got a movie coming out called "Fuck You and Yours," starring GIMO,
With Cold
Say
KY.
nah. With Cold KY. Say now, man. Look, Red Vision got a lot of dope shit cooking up. I want to talk. But this year I'm practicing the art of silence. So you will only know when you're supposed to know. And right now, only thing you're supposed to know is make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at TaylorMade Rock. Be on the lookout for the dope shit coming out. Look, I'm going to end this show on some positive shit. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to put my business out there, but I've been going through it. But things are shifting. You feel me? Blessings is coming through. All because my faith been in God. You feel me? And I did my part and he did the rest. So whatever y'all going through, man, look, stay 10 toes down, head high to the Most High who you believe in. You feel me? Just know that everything's going to be all right. Brighter days are ahead. I am TaylorMade Rock. These beautiful people are my co-hosts. This is the No Filter Show. Love y'all. Peace.
Good night.